Yeah, so welcome everyone. Uh, so this session is, I would say, kind of a fruition of many people's intensities together, because many of us have been wanting to do something like this for a long time, including myself. And because people were ready, so we thought, why not, start it now. So we can make this a space for sharing Kabir ji's history also. I think Taru will be helping with that. So she'll be researching a bit and sharing Kabir ji's, about history or whatever is known about Kabir ji. And then we will also, of course, be taking up dohas, couplets, sakhis, and bhajans, whatever. And nowadays, many translations are available. So it becomes easier because not many of us would understand the exact language. So translations are always helpful. Yeah. So we can begin today's session by maybe I'll ask all of you to just kind of put on the platter whatever you have got. Maybe you have got a couplet today or a doha or whatever. And of course, we'll be also making it a space for singing many times. Maybe not today. So from my side, not today, because I don't have the capacity today to sing somehow. And not because of my throat, some other reason. But yeah, you're most welcome, all of you who feels ready. We can make it a space for singing also. And if we want to, some of us may be wanting to learn singing, that kind of a folk style singing, that is also a possibility. We can learn it together. Yeah. So yeah, just it's an open session, and you're welcome to share. Taru, would you like to share your research, or if you have something today?
I don't have much. Again, like I don't know, Monday came too soon, but I would want to share a little bit. And again, just a disclaimer that the source of my information is like Google and basic internet search, so I cannot like have anything about it authenticity, but whatever. So I was actually wanting to find interesting, anecdotes or small things that are nice and one can remember. But for today, I think I'll just stick with the basic history that something I know and something that I looked up before the session. So Kabirji is basically, he's called as the 15th century Indian mystic poet and saint. Like that's like how usually he's mostly classified. And and the name Kabir, it said it comes from it's like it's Islamic in origin, and it is one of the names of Allah. So because Kabirji was adopted by an by Islamic parents, so he was found in a, I don't know, they say pond next to a lotus, and the couple adopted him and named him Kabir. So the origin of his name, they say, is definitely Muslim, but they don't know, like I am sure a lot of us know there are a lot of contradictions as to whether he was a Hindu, whether he was a Muslim, but the best part was he really didn't care, right? So, and that's, I guess, this. And how, like, what I really love about him is that how he could see through things. It's like when we are born, we basically, we take things as we are told. Like first we become, and then if we are lucky, we unbecome. We start our journey of unbecoming. But how he could, almost like the Kabir that we know or we don't know, but what has been portrayed is like he could just cut through the chase, right? Like you listen to one doha and one couplet and you're like, oh my god, yeah. It's like, truth, like that seems like you cut through all the, allow me to use the word bullshit, and you have the truth, right? Like the conditionings are not there, the things that the society wants you to believe. He could just put that across and just kind of just tell you, okay, this, look at this is what it is. So for me, I think that's just amazing how he could see the truth in everything. And whatever I've read, it's amazing that how much contradiction there is in his life. How we usually regard saints to be like sorted and so on and so forth, so beautifully defined or whatever, or at least that's our impression. So how there's so much contradiction starting from his birth, that who was, who were his parents, his origin, and plus even in his dates, when he was born, there are a lot of contradictions, like not contradictions, but people really don't know. So his birth dates are, somewhere between the year 1398 to 1440. They are said he was born. So 1398 to 1440. And and they say he died anywhere between 1448 to 1518. But a lot of places they even said it's actually 1398 to 1518 that makes him 120 years old when he died, which is possible during those times, right? So we like the age gap, age span has reduced. So that was about, again, like there's no, and even the birth date, of course, is not known, but the Kabir Panth, how they basically, the followers now officially, they have designated a fixed date in which they celebrate because they like to celebrate his birthday. So a date, I think, I don't remember, I think it was 23rd June or something, which was decided. So yeah, so again, I'll just about to finish, but he was like, he's considered like a Sufi saint, so a bit of Muslim in origin, and some call him a Brahmin, so Hindu in origin. And throughout, like, when he was not popular, then there was no issue, but when he started, they say, reciting stuff earlier on, the Hindus started blaming the Muslims that he must be a Muslim, right? That's why he's saying all this, and the Muslims started saying he must be a Hindu. And but by the time he, kind of reached the end of his days, there's this story that how, when he left his body, both the Muslims and the Hindus, they started fighting over that. Oh, no, no, he was a Hindu, and they said no, he was a Muslim. So they both wanted to fight, but when they say they remove his, the sheet over his body, they just found flowers. So they divided it half. So the Muslims put it in a grave and the Hindus burnt it. So there's a temple and I think a mosque in his name somewhere. So they are both there. So I think that should be enough, and I let Monica talk now. Thank you, Monica.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I can start by a couple of verses, and then we can just feel free to, collectively reflect, either question something, because there are layers and layers of interpretation in these two lines. So we can really go far in extrapolating. जो तिल माही तेल है और जो चकमक में आग, तेरा साईं तुझ में है, तू जाग सके तो जाग. So this is a reflection of that essence that cannot be seen, the essence which is not seen. जो तिल माही तेल है, just like a sesame seed has oil, but it is not seen. When you see the sesame seed, it is not seen. It is there, it is not seen. Just like that, how a chakmak, the pathar, when you rub these two chakmak stones together, you have fire. Now the fire is there inherently in the stones, but it is visible only after you go towards, do the friction of two stones. Just like that, Kabir says, Tera Sai tujh mein hai, tu jaag sake tu jaag. So this is one common occurrence that we find in many, many dohas and sakhis, that he says, Chet sake to chet. He is not asking us to get enlightened. He's not asking us to get and achieve something. He's just asking us to wake up from a dream. So that is very interesting to observe that. And for us, our lives look so real. One says, how can this be a dream? And obviously, when one is dreaming, when we are in a dream, then we don't know that we are dreaming. Then it really absolutely feels real. And that is how we are able to explore in the dream. Because if I am kind of, I'm not sure that I am here or there. I'll not be explore that place that is there in the dream. So to get into the dream and to go around and to watch the places that I am observing in the dream, for some time I lose myself. Yet we have to wake up to this self that Kabir reminds us of. That the God that you call, Tera Sai tujh mein hai. There is no separate existence of God. There is no one divine far away, and asking us to, do this and that. We are not puppets in the hand of divine. Our essence, very essence is divine. The one who sees through these eyes, the one who breathes through the nose, the one who listens, hears the voices. He is inseparable from each one of us. So that is what Kabir invites us in many, many dohas, many couplets, to wake up from this dream of being a separate person. That is one. To jaag sake to jaag. Jaag sake to jaag. And satsangs and, words and reflections, contemplative reflections, these help us to wake up to the reality of ourselves. Otherwise, suffering continues. And its suffering is not just for a few people. Suffering belongs to the whole humanity. The whole humanity suffers owing to the fact that we find ourselves to be this limited personality, and we are then, away from the true essence that we are. So that is one invitation, in this couplet, Kabir says. कबीरा खड़ा बाजार में और लिए लुकाटी हाथ, जो घर जा रे अपना हाँ चले हमारे साथ. So Kabir says that I am standing in the middle of the marketplace. That's what sansar is. That is what the world is. The middle of the marketplace. Why marketplace? Because transactions are going on. तुम मुझे ये दो, मैं तुम्हें ये दूंगा. Unsaid transactions. We don't say it out in relationships, but they are going on. मैंने तुम्हारे लिए इतना किया, तुम मेरे लिए इतना करो ना. These transactions are going on. So Kabir says that I am standing in the middle of this marketplace. I am not in any forest. I am not, secluded from humanity. I am in the middle of the marketplace, and I have this flaming torch in my hand. Liye lukati hath. Lukati is that flaming torch, mashal in Hindi. जो घर जा रे अपना चले हमारे साथ. जो घर जा रे. Ghar is the boundary, the four walls that we obscure ourselves in, the four walls of security, the four walls of this is me, that cannot be me. Right? These are the boundaries that we keep on putting against ourselves. Right? Comfort zones, we also call them comfort zones. That I feel fine here. I don't want to venture out. This is who I am. So we keep on limiting ourselves again and again in life. So Kabir says that the one who wants to travel with me, the one who wants to adventure on this path of life itself, जो घर जा रे अपना चले हमारे साथ. The one who is ready to cross his thresholds forever. The one who is ready to burn his boundaries forever. And again and again and again, that one should accompany me. Boundaries is something that we keep on making again and again. We reinforce this separate personality that I am. बीच बीच में ऐसे moments आते हैं जिसमें लगता है हमको हम कुछ खुले हैं. फिर से कहीं ना कहीं जाके सेटल हो जाने की हमारी आदत हो जाती है. फिर से कहीं जाके सेटल हो जाते हैं. And we can never find true happiness in that limited cage that we keep on building for ourselves. So Kabir's words actually serve as beautiful reminders to Identify with the limitlessness rather than with the limited. I may play a role. I may be a mother. I may be a wife. I may be, all the roles that I may play. Yet, beyond the roles I play, I am this limitless personality, limitless being. No boundaries at all. Nothing can stop this one. But am I in touch with that? Am I awake to that presence, or am I asleep? So that is what Kabir means when he says, chet sake to chet, जाग सके तो जाग. कि तेरा जन्म इसलिए हुआ था कि तू जाग के वो करे जो तुझे करना है, और तू तो सोता ही रह गया. जागना था, वो भूल गया, वो पर्पस ही भूल गया. Kabir again reminds many times in more verses and dohas. Yeah, I'll just keep on sharing these reflections in between. I open the platform for all of you also to share, whatever you have right now. Yeah, okay. Yes, any reflections so far?
I just want to say one thing that, when you were saying that Tera Sai Tujh Mein Hai, Chet Sake To Chet, how at times when we're talking to people, they just want to say that there's nothing in my hand. Just you use the word puppets. तो बहुत बार हम अपने जीवन में इसको एक एक्सक्यूज मान के चलते हैं कि आई रियली कैन डू मच, एवरीथिंग इज इन देयर हैंड्स, आई एम अ पपेट. So what do I do? Like I have, a set of cousins who actually have read the Gita really nicely. I mean, I don't know nicely, but very well a lot of times. And they say that according to them, the crux is that everything is in his hands. We can't do anything. So let's not do anything. How we kind of manipulate the things around to suit us, and so that, I don't know, our laziness or our habits or what I am should not change.
Beautiful.
I think the beginning that, it is in you and you can do it is the beautiful beginning, like what you chose as the Doha. First, we have to accept that. Otherwise, if we are not even recognizing the divine in us, then there's not much hope, right? Or at least right now, till we just feel that there's nothing in my hand.
ये चालाकी, ये जो आप कह रहे हो ना, it's such a चालाकी, and हमें लगता है हम चालाक बन के किसी और को उल्लू बना रहे हैं, बट सबसे बड़े उल्लू हम बन रहे हैं इस चालाकी में. और जहां हम कह रहे हैं कि हम चूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम वी आर चूजिंग नॉट टू चूज, एज यू से, राइट? वी आर चूजिंग. आई एम स्टिल चूजिंग. भगवान मेरे लिए चूज नहीं कर रहा. आई एम द वन हु इज चूजिंग. सो दैट अगेन, यस, इट्स अ kind of revelation of our chalaki. Yeah.
And I think mother इसको थोड़ा सा जैसे वो surrender and एक passive acceptance. I don't know what is the terminology, that how there's this confusion, right? That
yeah.
How again the same thing.
Yeah. Can you repeat it for the others?
So whenever, like, not whenever, at times when mother from Sri Aurobindo, like when she speaks about surrender, she really tells people to be very cautious of not doing a passive acceptance. Just because I don't have to do anything. I mean, I take surrender as I do nothing. So that is not what she means by surrender. Monica would be able to tell you what she means, but at least I know what she doesn't mean. So again, I just thought the catch is there as well.
Yeah, so Taru asked me to share the dohas on screen. Are they visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So anyone, please feel free to share and reflect collectively. There are no rights and wrongs. There are just layers and layers of interpretations that can come out of these lines. So any insight, any reflection that is coming to you, please share.
Yes.
Yes, please.
मेरा नाम रविकांत खंडेलवाल है
जी.
जैसा लगता है कि आप भी मदर श्री अरविंदो की फॉलोवर हैं और तनु भी हैं और हम लोग भी हैं. इसमें दो चीजें हैं. जो पहले वाला दोहा था, मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है ना?
जी बिल्कुल।
एक तो मदर ने और कबीर दास जी जो कह रहे हैं, कबीर दास जी के एक ही दोहे के कई मायने होते हैं, आपने बताया ही है। एक तो चेत सके तो चेत, तो जो सबसे बड़ी चीज है कि हम मरते दम तक अनकॉन्शियसली जीते हैं। कभी भी अगर आप गौर से देखें तो हमारा जीवन जो है बेहोशी में निकलता है। शायद मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ही ऐसे कम लोग होंगे इस दुनिया में जो सचेतन होके या कॉन्शियस होके जी रहे हैं। और आपको मैंने आज सुबह भी सुना है, कल भी सुना है, शायद आपने शुरू में हीलिंग योरसेल्फ में शायद एक टॉक दी थी, मुझे ऐसा याद आ रहा है। तो अगर देखा जाए तो हम भगवान को इधर उधर ढूंढते हैं और वो तो हमारे अंदर है, और बल्कि यूं कह सकते हैं टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक कि हम खुद भगवान हैं। मगर हम जैसे आपने कहा ना उल्लू बन के घूम रहे हैं, इसको उल्लू बन के घूमने भी कह सकते हैं। और हम लोग बेवकूफ़ी में, अंधकार में, ज्ञान में चले जा रहे हैं और पूरी जिंदगी काटे चले जा रहे हैं और हमें राइट थिंग पता ही नहीं लगती है। और मतलब इतना इतना मतलब कबीर को मैं आज जो जुड़ा हूँ इसलिए जुड़ा हूँ कि कबीर ने एक तरफ तो इतने चांदी के जूते मारे हैं हर आदमी को कि उन्होंने करा यही है कि हर चीज में उन्होंने पहले एक चांदी का जूता बनवाया और लोगों के मारा कि उठो, कान पकड़े खींचे, और बड़ी हंसी भी उड़ाई है। और उन्होंने जो कबीर सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्टिव है वो इसलिए है कि दो ही संत दुनिया में पैदा हुए हैं हिंदुस्तान में, एक कबीर और एक रामकृष्ण परमहंस, जो कि बेपढ़े लिखे थे। और उन्होंने जो बातें कही हैं वो अल्टीमेट है, उसके बाद कुछ भी नहीं है, ये चीज है। तो पहले वाले दूसरे वाले दोहे में मेरे लाइट चली गई थी, मैं उसको पूरी तरीके से सुन नहीं पाया। और धीरे हम लोग जब मिलते रहेंगे और धीरे धीरे ओपन होंगे और हम बात को रखेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
बिल्कुल,
मैं उत्तराखंड बेस हूँ और रुद्रपुर उत्तराखंड में रहता हूँ। तो मैं एक तो ये कहना चाहूंगा कि हर दोहे को आप पहले बोलने के बाद पहले इंग्लिश में चाहे पहले हिंदी में उसको भी एक बार एक्सप्लेन जरूर करें, क्योंकि एक आध व्यक्ति ऐसा होगा जो कि विदेश से है और वो हिंदी नहीं समझता होगा, बाकी सभी लोग हिंदी समझते हैं। और मैं अपने आप को हिंदी में ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल फील करता हूँ।
जी सर।
और सब लोग करीब करीब अपना थोड़ा परिचय जरूर दें कि हम कहाँ से हैं, बैकग्राउंड क्या है, अगर उचित समझे तो। हालांकि हमें किसी को से नहीं, मगर फिर भी एक फैमिली मेंबर बने आगे। ये नहीं कि हम इसी ग्रुप से लेके हम जीवन में और भी जगह मिल सकते हैं, गेट टुगेदर कर सकते हैं। ये मेरा सुझाव है। बाकी गुलाटी जी जैसा आप समझेंगी तो वो करें। आप पांडिचेरी बेस्ड हैं?
नहीं सर, वी आर इन गुड़गांव।
गुड़गांव, ओके, ठीक है, ज्यादा दूर नहीं है। नोएडा में मेरा बेटा रहता है और कभी होगा मौका लगेगा फिर मिलते हैं।
जी
और
बिल्कुल।
बहुत अच्छा लगता है आपसे मिलके, क्योंकि आप मेरी तरह स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड हैं और बहुत ही ब्लंटली बात करती हैं। ये मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि मैं भी इसी तरीके से बात करता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Yes. Yeah. So we can keep on sharing about ourselves. Whenever we begin to reflect or want to share a reflection, we can shortly share about ourselves, as Ravi ji suggested. Yeah. So in absence of any further comments, I'll just keep on taking more couplets. Keep sharing reflections in between. सिर राखे सिर जात है और सिर कटाए सिर होए, जैसे बाती दीप की हाँ कटी उजियारा हो। So we often face a lot of resistance कि हम अपने आप को कैसे, when we talk about surrender, जब समर्पण की बात करते हैं, when we talk about surrender, कि हम अपने आप को कैसे दे दें, कैसे, मतलब कुछ बचेगा नहीं, we'll have nothing to hold on to. How can I give my ego away? How can I, as if we have a choice, that's what we begin to contemplate on, become maybe insecure about also. So Kabir says, सिर राखे सिर जात है. The more you save your head, we will discuss about it, what it means. The more you save your head, try to protect yourself. सिर कटाए सर होए, सिर राखे सर जाता है. The more you ट्राई टू प्रोटेक्ट योर सेल्फ, जितना आप अपने आप को बचाने की एज अ पर्सन, एज अ लिमिटेड पर्सन कोशिश करेंगे, उतना ही आप डूबते जाएंगे। सिर कटाए सिर होए, द मोर यू डू नॉट फ्यूल योर लिमिटेड पर्सनैलिटी, the more your true head grows. Sir kataye sir hoye. And then Kabir relates it with a analogy here. जैसे बाती दीपक की बत्ती की बात हो रही है। ये पहले पुराने के जमाने में मैंने कहीं सुना था कि पहले के जमाने में जो ये बाती होती थी, उसको जब उसको छोटा करते थे तो वो उसमें फ्लेम उसकी ज्यादा हो जाती थी। जैसे बाती दीप की कटी उजियारा होए। So what is this that Kabir refers to that should not be protected? And that when protected becomes actually a harmful thing for us. What is this that Kabir wants us to reflect upon? What is it that I am protecting that is actually becoming a trouble for me?
आप हमसे सवाल कर रही हैं या
जी,
आप एक्सप्लेन?
जी।
इसमें बहुत क्लियर है कि जितना हम अपना ईगो वाला सिर आगे रखेंगे, उतने हमारा सिर कटता जाएगा, अर्थात हम उतना गिरते चले जाएंगे। जितने ज्यादा ईगोइस्ट होंगे हम, उतनी हमारी बदनामी की, हमारी गिरने की चांसेस ज्यादा रहेंगे।
ईगो को एक्सप्लेन करेंगे सर?
जो अहंकार है, ईगो अहंकार कि हर चीज में मैं ईगो को क्या कहूँ?
हाँ, ईगो को थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कीजिए, क्या चीज है ये जिसको हम ईगो का नाम तो दे देते हैं लेकिन हमें पता नहीं है वो क्या है।
हर चीज में मैं, ये चीज मैं कर रहा हूँ, अपना अहंकार, ये सब कुछ मैं कर रहा हूँ या मैं हूँ, ये मतलब हम अपने आप को मैं में जीते हैं।
और उस मैं के हिस्से क्या हैं? सोचिए जरा, मतलब आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग यू टू रिफ्लेक्ट अपॉन इट। वो मैं किन किन चीजों से बना हुआ है?
अब इसको मैं सोचता हूँ, फिर सोच के जवाब देता हूँ, तब तक आप आगे बढ़िए।
जी जी।
तो दूसरी वाला जो इसमें था, क्या था वो? दोहा बहुत छोटा है, पढ़ने में नहीं आ रहा है। दूसरी लाइन, सिर कटाए
जैसे बाती दीप की कटी उजियारा हुई।
हाँ, जैसे कि एक तो ये कि जब बाती जलती है तो ऊपर जो काला काला सा वो आ जाता है, उसको अगर हम काट दें तो वो एकदम उजियारा होता है।
जी जी जी।
मैं आज ही जलाने गया था दीपक आश्रम में, यहाँ पे सुरेंद्र सेंटर है, जैसे मैंने उसको हटाया तो बत्ती तेज हो गई। तो ये कहने का है कि जो हमारा ईगो है, जो आई है हमारा, जैसे उसको हम कम करते चले जाएंगे तो हम बढ़ते चले जाएंगे, प्रोग्रेस करते चले जाएंगे। हम अपने आप में अंदर ही जीते रहते हैं, जबकि हमें अपने आप को एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए, बाहर की तरफ औरों के बारे में भी सोचना चाहिए, और सारा कुछ अपने सेंट्रल अंदर ही सेंटर फोकस होके जीते हैं। और जो भी कहते हैं कि जो कुछ कर रहा हूँ मैं कर रहा हूँ और कोई करने वाला नहीं है, तो इस तरह का जो अहंकार है, ये चीज जी, हर काम में ये करना कि मैंने ये करा, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, मेरी वजह से घर चल रहा है, मेरी वजह से ये हो रहा है, अगर मैं नहीं रहूंगा तो दुनिया कुछ नहीं, ये सब अहंकार है। मैंने इतने तीर मार दिए, मैंने इतना पैसा कमा लिया, ये ईगो जिसको कह सकते हैं आप। बाकी ज्यादा अच्छा आप जो है वो एक्सप्लेन करेंगी। ये जो, जबकि हम करते कुछ नहीं, करता तो दूसरा है, वो थ्रू हमारे कर रहा है। और करने वाला, जैसे कि साफ है, आप भी कहती हैं, मैं भी कहता हूँ कि उसके बंजी के बिना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता है। तो जब करने वाला वो है तो हम कहाँ से आ गए? क्योंकि हमारे अंदर जो आत्मा है, जो सेंट्रल एक चीज है, जो केंद्रीय वस्तु है, वो तो वही है, और वही हमें, उसके आज्ञा के बिना कुछ भी नहीं होता है। तो जब करने वाला वो है तो ये हम कहाँ से आ गए? मैं, ये मैं तो अगर हम उसको मानते हैं तो, जैसे आपने सुबह भी एक टॉक में कहा था कि उसको थोड़ी देर के लिए भूल जाइए, तो हम यहाँ पर भूलने की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसको हम एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं कि उसके बिना एक पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता। तो जब वो कर रहा है तो फिर हम कहाँ से आ गए जी? तो ये ईगो जो है, ये जो आई है, ये मैं कहना चाह रहा था जी जी जी।
थैंक यू। So anyone else, any reflection here? सिर राखे सिर जात है, सिर कटाए सिर होए, जैसे बाती दीप की कटी उजियारा होए।
I think I would have to agree with Ravi ji when he said about the doership, कि जब तक doership में है, like मेरी जिंदगी मेरे करे चल रही है, my control issues, my confidence that I am making my world go round जब तक उसमें रहते हैं तो somehow we are kind of playing catch up. And I don't know, like, and then जिंदगी एक वेकअप कॉल देती है और समझ आता है कि I wasn't doing. So when you actually keep this crown or your head down, कि जो भार सर पे रखा हुआ है कि मैंने करा और मैं ही कर रहा हूँ, मेरे करे हो रहा है, when we can keep that aside, or when we can see that's not the case, I think probably then my head can start acting for what it was made. सर किसी और चीज के लिए था, अहंकार के लिए नहीं था. The mind had to be probably used for, I don't know, transcending or whatever, but I could not use it because I filled it so much with the doership and other things. Like you said, the ego just makes you go crazy. And again, the synonym with the example that was given, कि जब कटता है तो suddenly you don't even realize कि the absence of something makes it bright.
Beautiful. Yes. So this is very interesting, whatever you are sharing, both of you. It feels like the true presence is actually an absence. The true presence of ourselves is actually an absence of that which we call as the ego. As Kabir says in another one, जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब मैं हूँ, सॉरी, जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब हरि है तो मैं नहीं. So दोनों साथ में नहीं हो सकते. So true presence is actually an absence of all the figment of my imaginations, जिसको हम अहंकार भी कहते हैं, ego भी कहते हैं. We call it as the I tendency, the separate personality, the separate self. As long as the separate self exists, I cannot allow that true presence to manifest. Or if it will be allowed, it will be only in degrees. जैसे एक ब्रिक वॉल होती है, ईंटों वाली दीवार, तो उसमें से अगर आप देखें कि दूसरी तरफ से सन रेज आ रही हैं, अगर सूरज की किरणें आ रही हैं, बहुत ही कम आ पाएंगी, और हो सकता है ना ही आए, ऐसा लगे अंधकार है. राइट? सो
रिमोट आपने रखा है.
And the moment this brick wall, the wall of the ego, the brick wall becomes more and more like genie, delicate, like a curtain, very thin curtain, transparent curtain, then the sunlight, सूरज की किरणें जो हमेशा से ही थी, कहीं गई नहीं थी, they begin to kind of shine through. And that is the real purpose of being human being, to shine through the divine light. And as Ravi ji was sharing earlier, that most of the time we live so unconsciously that we ourselves become the biggest obstacle. हम खुद ही इतनी मोटी दीवार बन के बैठ जाते हैं, और हम ढूंढते हैं लाइट कहाँ है, भगवान कहाँ है, जबकि हम खुद ही उसके बीच में एक बाधा बन के बैठे हुए. So yes, very much there, on these lines. Now in the next one, Kabir says, सूरा सोई जानिए लड़ा पांच के संग, राम नाम रटता रहे चढ़ा सवाया रंग. Now Kabir uses ये सूरमा की बहुत बात करते हैं कबीर, सूरमा और my warrior. Kabir says that the real sadhak is my warrior. Why a warrior? And then he says सूरा सो ही जानिए, that person I would call a warrior, who will fight against these five, लड़ा पांच के संग, the five senses, the five sense perceptions. तो कबीर क्यों कहेंगे कि जो इनके संग लड़ रहा है वो मेरा सूरमा है, राम नाम रटता रहे चढ़ा सबाया रंग. I'm inviting more reflections from you, not sharing myself directly. Why would he call us a surma if I am able to fight against these senses? What is the fight? Why is it needed? And what are they doing? What are they responsible for, the five senses? What do we end up doing through the five senses?
So, Monica, Aditi here.
Ji, Aditi.
So, I'm just reflecting on your question. I'm not sure if yahi sahi hai ya nahi.
Bilkul, bilkul.
But, you know, five senses जो हमारी हैं, right from your sight to smell to touch, वो सारी senses somewhere they are there for a purpose. But if they start getting in the way of us being in touch with our own selves, वो कहीं अगर हमें अपने आप से ही मिलने के, जैसे आपने कहा, बाधा, right? So if it becomes an obstacle in your own pursuit of yourself, then and if you're able to, if there is anybody who's able to win that, is able to look past them, he therefore becomes like he's the warrior. I think कबीर ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि अगर आप इन पांचों को के पास जा सकते हो, then maybe you can see the truth which they are not otherwise letting you see. So these are my just initial unformed thoughts.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Anyone else? So, you know, with these sense perceptions that we have, you know, with my sense perceptions, I make an image of myself, right? Sunanda ji, would you like to share there?
Namaste, sabko namaste. I'm Sunanda, and I started like I met, not actually, but through my talks with Monica, and she has inspired me in some way, which I may not be able to explain, but it's a inner, it's my inner journey which has started in a positive way. Though I always finding questions for that since I was very young. But indirectly, Monica and Kabirji both have. And I met her through Kabirji only, because I was looking for somebody who knows, who has read Kabirji and knows about him. And then from somewhere I got her phone number and I contacted her. So thank you Kabirji both and Monica. And ये जो अभी आपने जो भी मैंने 2-3 सुने हैं, मतलब मेरे पास ज्यादा नहीं है कुछ भी इसमें कहने के लिए, बट एक मेरी बस में जो मैंने आपसे कहा कि एक मेरी सेल्फ जर्नी में वो मेरे को हेल्प करता है, एंड इट इज ओपनिंग मी सम वे टू, मुझे ऐसा लगता था मैं तो सब कुछ एक्सेप्ट करती हूँ, बट मेरे को अब मैंने अपने फियर्स देखे, अपना गुस्सा देखा, बहुत सारी चीजें देखी, एंड स्टिल आई एम लुकिंग एट दैट, विच जो अभी पता नहीं कितना लंबा चलेगा, अभी जो हम पढ़ रहे थे उसमें मेरे को मैं कभी कभी लिखती हूँ ऐसे बुक में से, तो एक मैंने लिखा था, शायद आपने ही कभी पोस्ट करा था, वो हृदय माही आरसी और मुख देखा नहीं जाए, मुख तो तभी देखिए जब दिल की दुविधा जाए. This I want to share with the one जो अभी आपने कहा है कि सूरा सोई जानिए लड़ा 5 के संग
जी, राम नाम
राता रहे चढ़े सबाया रंग
जी.
So it's on the same कि जितना आप 5 के संग लड़ने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, एटलीस्ट जस्ट यू हैव टू बी, उनके लिए थोड़ा सॉफ्ट होने की जरूरत है, एंड जस्ट टू बी, अपने को ऐसे कल्प्रिट नहीं मानना है, मतलब हम तो यहाँ सीखने के लिए आए हैं और पता नहीं कितने कब से हम अपने हमारे अंदर चीजें इकट्ठी होती हैं, यू नेवर नो कहाँ से इकट्ठी होती हैं। बचपन में एक छोटा सा बच्चा होता है, उसमें ही कितना कुछ होता है। ये नहीं कि ऐसे चाहे वो कितना भी क्लीन स्लेट हो, स्टिल ही और शी हैज उसके अपने रिएक्शंस होते हैं डिफरेंटली हर बच्चे के। तो बस यही मुझे लगता है कि अपने को ये सब चीजें आपको एक वेलकम देती हैं कि टू सी दैट यू आर हियर टू लर्न and accept yourself and learn as much as possible. उसमें फिर तुम्हारा ईगो भी सरेंडर होता है। और पर लाइफ में बहुत चीजें, there is no rule for anybody। हर एक की बहुत इस साल में आप देख लीजिए कितनी सबकी परिस्थितियां कैसी कैसी, and everybody has struggled through। So I just want to say thank you to Monica for everything। एटलीस्ट एक तुम्हारे अंदर वो एक आती है ना बात कि तुम अपने को खोलते हो, इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट क्लोजिंग योरसेल्फ इनटू सम वॉल्स कि नहीं मैं इतनी और अब मैं इसके आगे नहीं। तो आई थिंक मेरे लिए मेरे को इसी में आई थिंक आई एम एबल टू स्टेप, जैसे होता है ना 1 2 3 कदम
जी
चलने की कोशिश। And Kabir ji and you both have helped me a lot।
जी
Thank you so much।
Thank you for sharing।
Yeah, thank you। और आप बताते रहे ऐसे ही।
जी बिल्कुल।
Thank you so much। बहुत दिल से thank you आप।
Thank you, हाँ, thank you so much for being there। Thank you। So would anyone like to share on this particular one, or Ravi ji, you wanted to share something on this?
मैं जो था, मेरी जितनी देर ये लास्ट वाला दोहा है, मेरी लाइट चली गई थी। हाँ। तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं सुन पाया, मगर अभी जो मैंने ये सुना है, पता नहीं कि मैंने पढ़ा है इसको इनलार्ज करके, ये आप इसकी बात कर रही हैं, लड़ा सूरा सोई जानिए, लड़ा 5 के संग, राम नाम रहता रहे, चढ़े सवाया रंग।
जी जी।
इसमें ये सूरा सोई जानिए, सूरवीर वही है जो हमारे 5 जो खास ऑब्स्टिकल हैं, काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मत्स्य, इनसे जो लड़ता रहेगा और जो राम का नाम गाता रहेगा, राता माने गाता रहेगा, और राम का जो रंग चढ़ता जाएगा उसको सवाया होता चला जाएगा, या चढ़े सवाया रंग, मतलब वो फिर चढ़ता चला जाएगा। इनसे लड़ते हुए, राम का नाम लेते हुए इनसे लड़ता रहे तो वो प्रोग्रेस कर सकता है। मैंने सुना किसी को नहीं है, मगर मैं अपने पहली बार कबीर का दोहा सुना है ये। और एक तो सबसे बड़ी अच्छी बात है, आपने जो कॉमन दोहे अभी वो नहीं ले रही हैं, आप जो हमने आज तक सुने नहीं है दोहे वो ही ले रही हैं, ये अच्छी बात है। जी।
Thank you। So anyone else, would you like to share on this one?
Hi Monica, this is Rajesh Sharma this side. I just came today, logged in. I mean, thanks to my friend Aditi, who's kind of shared this link with me.
Yes.
I kind of मैंने कबीर को बहुत पढ़ा नहीं है, I've not read too much, but I was very keen to understand whatever little I have understood, and from this particular few lines that you have shared here. For me, the way I interpret it, when you're saying that Sura Sui Jani Lada 5 ke sang, for me, the way I interpret it is, let's not be only limited by the 5 sense organs that we have. I interpret it. It's perhaps without being limited by the 5 sense organs that we have, there is much more to it. Wisdom and knowledge can be gained also beyond these, in order to realize the godliness, or in order to realize the greatest truth. So it's a journey for me. I mean, it's perhaps not limited. I may not have a particular sense organ, but it may not stop. For example, a blind person, he may not have the vision, the eyes, but still he might be able to enjoy the beauty. So basically for me, nothing, the truth is not limited to the beauty, to the 5 sense organs. It's all encompassing. It's it's broad. It's all encompassing. That's how I interpret it. I do not know whether I make sense or not.
Beautiful.
That's,
Yes, yes, pretty
yeah.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Taru, you wanted to share?
Yeah, you had asked this question initially that, why these five? So basically, the five or the sense organs, I guess, are kind of considered as enemies because they keep pulling us into the world. So it's like, it's like if say you are seeking, जैसे आप अगर आप इस पे चल रहे हैं यहाँ पे और आपको कहीं पहुंचना है, तो instead of going where you should be going, they keep asking, first eat, first sleep, like they keep on wanting you to indulge so that you cannot go very far. So I guess this is like, the main enemy that one needs to stand against, like, or stand in front of that, I've done enough, I've eaten enough, it hasn't taken me anywhere. I have, indulged enough, and still I am as incomplete as I can be. So that is why probably how in obviously in the Vedantic thing also always they say na how that Maya or the five, like Maya acts through these five sense organs because it has to relate to you through something. So Lada Panch ke sang, and yeah, rest I guess everybody said, but just that five thing I wanted to touch upon that you asked what it meant to me.
Yeah.
So these five senses, in a way, they are limiting because they are convenient. We get our information through these five senses, and we believe that this is the reality because we don't need to dig further. So, in that sense, it limits our understanding of what really is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's limiting. Yes. Yes. So see what is happening. The very fact that I consider myself a separate personality, a limited separate individual, is the fact that when somebody hits me, I am hurt. So I say I am hurt. The moment I say I am hurt, I am reinforcing that I am this body. Hurt is there for a reason. So if, for example, my hand is in the fire, it begins to pain. Now, pain is there for a reason because it tells me that I should take the hand out of the fire. But the mind does not stop there. The mind forms an image that my hand was burnt. That somebody said something to me. So the senses by itself is not that much of an issue, not that much of a bother. Senses become a bother when I begin to use the senses to create this figment of imagination as if I'm creating a ghost. This is who I am. And if I'm not fed, I will be really mad. Who is this I? The body does not get mad itself by itself, right? The body may go into fasting. The body will not go mad owing to the fast. Who in me is going mad? The ears listen something. Somebody says, maybe you dog to me, right? The ears by themselves are not getting hurt. The ears cannot make sense of the meaning of that word. I taste something. Now the tongue is not wanting more. Tongue is letting me have the taste of it. Who in me feels so incomplete that he wants to fulfill himself through the tongue? That is the catch. And Mother and Sri Aurobindo also talk about refinement of senses. They don't talk about shunning away of senses. And when we talk about refinement, it is very important that that figment of my imagination, that entity in me that keeps on feeling incomplete and wants to consume through every sense so that it becomes, so that it fulfills itself, but it is never able to fulfill itself. That entity has to be discovered first, whether it is really there or is it a mirage? Where is it located? Who in me feels incomplete? Where is it? Is it in the body? Is it in the, where is it? So it feels that I have not properly investigated about that thing that feels incomplete. And what I'm trying to do by the senses, abuse of senses, is trying to fill up that imaginary hole in me. And no wonder that it never gets filled up. So when we talk about refinement of senses, what we are doing? I'm tasting something, I'm touching something, I'm feeling something, but there is no one who is making an image out of that sensing. There is no one who wants to make it as a bhar on his head. There is no one who is trying to fulfill an incompletion through that fulfillment of senses. That's the difference. So on the very surface, it will appear very similar when two persons are eating. On the surface, it may appear very, very similar. You know, maybe a sadhak is eating or another person, or, you know, 2-3 people are eating. On the surface, it may look very similar. But one may be eating to complete the incompletion that he feels, which never gets fulfilled. The other may be eating just because it is given and one is tasting it and having it in gratitude. So senses by themselves is not a panga. It becomes a panga only because we take it to our head and we begin to fill up this imaginary sense of incompletion, which we have never investigated, never come close to. And we try to fill up this imaginary bowl as if, which never gets filled up. And then it becomes a panga. So what I have to do now, Kabir says, because he sees this panga happening, you know, he sees everyone is trying to fulfill himself. Okay. And then the senses become really dangerous. So he says, Sura so hi janiye lada panch ke sang. Now somebody says me something, somebody insults me, and I don't take it to my heart. Now that is acting against my sense. Yes, I heard that he called me dog or how bad I am. But as if nothing happened. I am not the sense. Sense may be there. As Rajuji was sharing, you know, we are beyond, we are something far, far, far more than our senses. And the more I act through, according to all the senses, somebody says something, I feel immediately insulted. Now, if I hadn't heard that word, the insult wouldn't have propagated. But the moment I heard the word, the mind connected it to the memory, and all the past and the future events kind of, you know, got together and collected and created this figment of imagination, a ghost kind of a personality that, oh my God, this should not have happened. And we begin to spend a lifetime going through such processes. That begins a, you know, that kind of wastes. It's a waste of human life. That's what Kabir is saying. So I have to negate the senses. It does not mean that I have to shun the senses. The senses are not me. I am bigger than the senses. So now I can use also senses for a refinement, for a deep emotion, for getting touched deeply by, for example, when I see a sunset. That is also happening through a sense. As Sunanda ji was sharing कि उनके साथ लड़ने की actually में कोई जरूरत नहीं है, soft हो जाना है. So obviously Kabir's, when Kabir says, he even says in one doha that मन को ऐसा मारिए मन टुकड़ा टुकड़ा हो जाए. So he really exaggerates so that कहीं तो अंदर जाए किसी के दिमाग में कि मैं बोल क्या रहा हूँ, कितना खतरा है. And the khatra, why is it a khatra? The khatra is that if we allow ourselves to live like a limited personality, it is not anyone else's loss, it is our loss. We are not in touch with our truest being. As if I keep on missing myself again and again. I keep on missing the treasure I am again and again, owing to identification with this limited being that I have thought myself to be. And that's why the urgency of waking up in human life. That don't miss on this joy, don't miss on this taste, because only human life is vulnerable to suffering. An animal is not vulnerable to suffering, prone to suffering. Animal is happy in animal self. We are not contented in the animal self. We can never be contented in the animal self. By eating, sleeping, we'll always be feeling, whether we are admitting or not, that something is missing. And it's good that we feel something is missing, because we are missing on ourselves if we are not waking up from this dream of being a separate person. And that's why the need of standing up for yourself. Because it is not easy. That's why Kabir uses the word warrior or surma. Because it is not easy, कि बचपन से ही बताया जाता है कि तू ये शरीर है ना, ये तू है. बार बार बॉडी को ही तो बोला जाता है कि ये तुम हो, और बॉडी में ही माइंड और फीलिंग्स कनेक्टेड हैं. अब मैं कैसे मान लूं कि ये मैं नहीं हूं सिर्फ? मैं कैसे मान लूं? मेरे साथ ही तो ये अत्याचार हो रहा है. मैं ये कैसे मान लूं कि ये मेरे साथ नहीं हुआ? So what we do is we never investigate it. हम जाते ही नहीं है उसके पास जो है हमारे अंदर, जो कह रहा है मैं सफर कर रहा हूं. वो है कौन? And we, as if we live a life, whole life, being a servant to that ghost. No wonder that we suffer, because that is not who we are. So suffering again, comes as a signal that I am wrongly identifying myself with this separate little entity, and I can never be contented there. So suffering is a blessing in disguise in that sense. Even when we suffer by abuse of senses, even that kind of a suffering is a blessing in disguise, because only that lets me know that I am wrongly identifying myself to be incomplete, to be this separate, limited individual. Limited by the body, limited by the thoughts, limited by the feelings, limited by the people who are in the family and the past and the future. And I can never be contented there. So that is just like more an extrapolation on these lines. And Chadhe Savaya Rang is also very important. Why Savaya Rang? Because the more we get in touch with this true essence that we are, the awareness that we are, that the loving awareness that we are, the more we begin to kind of identify with that space or that awareness, the more I see that there is more joy that comes to life. That there is more fullness that comes to life. That is what it's meant by Chadhe Savaya Rang. कि अब तो ईगो का कत्ल करने में मजा आने लग गया है, क्योंकि पता लग रहा है कि ईगो तो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती थी, मैं ही फ्यूल देता रहता था उसको. So now life becomes a joy, suffering, as the suffering dissolves in background. Life becomes a joy. That's what is meant by the Savaya Rang. One is living in that joy of being pure awareness. I don't have to identify with anything. Obviously, when the body is in trouble, you take care of that trouble. But you don't make it a bar of the head. You don't make it a heaviness on your life. Yeah.
Monica, what does Savaya mean exactly?
यार सवाया होता है ना, एक तो होता है एक और एक होता है सवा, है ना। एक सवा उसको बोलते हैं ना, जैसे प्रसाद चढ़ाते हैं तो ₹1.25 का प्रसाद चढ़ाते थे ना, जैसे, है ना। तो सवाया इज मोर देन वन. इट्स लाइक इंक्रीजिंग, द डिग्री हैज इंक्रीज्ड. So referring to that increase in the degree, I would say, there may be again more to it. Yeah.
No, I interpreted it as Sabka Rang. I don't know.
Sorry?
I interpreted it as Sabka Rang. I mean, everybody's color I got, when I, Sura Soi Jani Lada Panch Ke Sang, and when I operated beyond the senses, and when I got Ram's name, I got the best of colors of everybody. I mean, that's my interpretation. I do
very well be, possibly be. Yes, very well be. Yeah. That's another possibility. And then I would like to maybe take up what Shunanda ji was sharing. हृदय माही आरसी और मुख देखा नहीं जाए, मुख तो तभी देखिए जब दिल की दुविधा जाए. So let me just find it. Yeah, so I didn't get the full one. The full is हृदय माही आरसी, मुख देखा नहीं जाए, मुख तो तब ही देखिए जब दिल की दुविधा जाए. So it's not complete here. So हृदय means the heart, and हृदय के अंदर ही, within the heart is the mirror. आरसी means the mirror. In my own heart is the mirror, but yet I cannot see who I am. मुख देखा नहीं जाए. I cannot see my own reflection. Why? मुख तो तब ही देखिए जब दिल की दुविधा जाए. So there is so much of cloudedness. There is so much of haze owing to the thoughts, owing to the feelings, owing to the past and the future anxieties and worries and all that. There is so much haze on that mirror itself that is clouding my vision. It is clouding my vision, and I cannot see my own true reflection within my heart. When we are drenched in confusion and chaos in life, there are phases when we are really confused, not knowing where to go, what is the right path in life, and we think ourselves to be that confused person. We identify very, very strongly with the confusion. We are not able to see then that the light of awareness that sees the confusion is myself. Itna zyada, as we were sharing earlier, the doership. We take so much of burden of being the doer that especially when we are very happy when we have achieved successes in life, so we are happy to be the doer. But when we land up in confusions and the haze is there also the doership never leaves me. I'm so strongly identified with being the doer, being the confused one, that I am not even able to see that the light in me, the light of knowing in me that shines through me, that sees, yes, I am confused. That seeing aspect is myself. And the moment I fall back into that clarity, for once I begin to feel light again. The confusion may still be there, but I am not the confusion. But we are not able to look at our true essence. We are not able to look at who we are. Why? Because, as Kabir says in this Doha, there is so much of haze. The heart is troubled with the emotions. And there, if someone tells me that you are not this kachada, you are that light that is able to see this kachada, immediately one gets the possibility, a little window opens up that yes, if I am that light, I need not hold on to that kachada. I can drop it immediately because it's not serving me well. So what is to be done? Whatever helps us to bring more clarity in life, so that we can look our own self in the mirror that is present also within ourselves. And it is the haze that does not allow me to look at myself. So when I'm able to see haze from a distance, that I see that haze is present, can I in that moment stop and see that who is this one who sees in me that there is haze? Because that one would be clear, that has clarity. Obviously that has clarity. That is where I have to, remember to fall back again and again to that space of awareness, that space of clarity. Because being identified with the kuda, being identified with the haze of emotions, conflicted, entangled emotions, I will never be able to see actually who I truly am. And obviously when I say this, there are several ways of going through the same confusion, in parallelly, there are several possibilities that can happen depending on where the person is right now, what understanding the person has right now. And this is beautiful because in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the chaos, peace is also existing. Just because the peace is veiled does not mean that the peace is not there, the clarity is not there. The veil is there, the veil of confusion, the veil of haze, the veil of identifying with the confusion is there. The moment I'm able to disengage, I see that yes, there is a breathing space that I create for myself. Yeah, any more thoughts? Because I think this can be really talked about a bit, if you have thoughts.
So, Monica, Aditi here again.
Yeah.
I just wanted to comment that what you're saying is very, very powerful. And especially when, as you said, that working parents and it's जैसा कहते हैं ना कि spirituality or this awareness is not for people who want to go on a mountain top and practice. इस संसार में रह के if you can be that person, then that's the aspect of it that draws me to it, right? Like मैं अपने ऑफिस में, मैं अपने घर में, who am I only, and this whole thing about doing and being, right? जो मैं कर रही हूँ वो मैं हूँ, या मैं बिना कुछ किए भी मैं हूँ, who am I, my core being. So all I'm saying is very, very powerful, and it's beautiful. I really, really enjoyed today's session so far.
Yeah, thank you. So I would like to maybe take up one last doha or couplet, that I would like to leave all of us with, because it feels like we have, it's far away. Something has to be done, for a time. For example, I have to do something for a time so that I fall back into this space of awareness. But if we really look closely at it, it's moment to moment. Every moment I'm making a choice. Every moment I'm making a choice. Every moment. Kabir says, har dam har ko gelo hai. Means every breath, har dam, every breath is the street that goes to the Hari, to the Lord. Har dam har ko gelo hai. Gelo is the street. Each breath I'm making a choice, whether I'm knowing that choice or whether I'm unaware of that choice. The choice is, who am I identifying to in this moment? Am I identifying myself to this separate individuality? Or am I remembering myself as this vast, loving awareness in which everything comes and goes and comes and goes? So where I'm stationed, and every moment I'm making that choice. So there is something about remembrance that Kabir says in many, many couplets, and one of them is on Sumiran. Sumiran, Kabir says, remembrance of who we truly are, because we have forgotten. So it is important to remember, and we forget again and again. So yet it is again and again important to remind ourselves. Yeah, and one of them, and that I'm going to take, is सुमिरन की सुध यूं करो जो गागर पनिहार, वो हाले डोले सूरत में, हाँ कहे कबीर विचार. So Kabir says, सुमिरन की सुध यूं करो. सुध मतलब उसकी अवेयरनेस, उसकी सुधि ऐसे लो. सुमिरन is remembrance. सुमिरन की ऐसे सुधि लो ज्यों गागर पनिहार. So just like villages, these ladies go to have the matka full of water from a nearby river or a stream, वो हाले डोले सूरत में, कहे कबीर विचार. So when she has this pot full of water on her head, she is Surat is awareness. वो हाले डोले सूरत में, she is moving, she is talking to her friend, but parallelly there is this awareness which is continuously there, that yes, I have something on my head that I'm carrying. It's a very gentle, soft remembrance. So not a powerful, like a forceful, like shattering or something. Oh my God, मुझे तो भूल गया. Oh my God, मुझे भूल गया. इतना ज़्यादा नहीं, Just a gentle, loving awareness of, yes, I'm carrying this pot on my head and I have to be careful. And along with that, it's not that she's not engaging with the friend. She's engaging with the friend. She's talking to the friend. Maybe she's talking about what happened yesterday, or, maybe she spilled up some milk in the morning. All that is going on. Yet, parallelly, she is also aware of the matka full of water. This is how we must remember who we truly are. Parallelly going through all the experiences of life, that this is not who I am. This does not define me. Yes, I can go through it. Yes, I can do all that what is required. But I am again far, far, far more than each experience of my life. I am the awareness in which everything is happening. The body does not limit me. The mind does not limit me. The feelings, sensations, the family, the past and future does not limit me. Who is in me, who is aware, who sees all the happenings of my life? That unchanging presence. If I can be again and again, kind of, if I can fall back into that remembrance, that is what Kabir asks us to, reflect upon. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just missed on the text messages. Sabaya, yeah. Shreya, I hope you were answered about Sabaya. So, yeah. I just saw these messages.
मोनिका जी, मैं कुछ कहना चाह रहा था।
जी जी,
यहाँ पर वो कबीर जी लास्ट वाला जो आप कर रही हैं उसमें डायरेक्टली उसने यही कहा कि हमें सब कुछ करते हुए भगवान को नहीं भूलना चाहिए, उसका यही तो कहना है या आप कुछ और बता रही हैं?
आपको लगा कि मैं कुछ और बता रही थी?
हाँ, मेरी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं है ना, इसलिए
अच्छा,
मैं कह रहा हूँ।
अच्छा नहीं, तो हिंदी में अगर हम कहें तो पैरेलली हम जिसको भगवान कहते हैं, वही जो आप स्टार्टिंग में भी आप शेयर कर रहे थे, कहने को वही है, पैरेलली वही रिमेम्बरेंस ही है जो आप कह भी रहे थे कि मैं नहीं कर रहा, मेरे थ्रू हो रहा है काम, है ना, मैं करने वाला मैं नहीं हूँ. सो इट्स एक्चुअली दैट ओनली, बट आई वाज रेफरिंग टू अ डिफरेंट लैंग्वेज. तो वो लैंग्वेज अलग थी, बट बात मुझे लग रहा है सिमिलर ही है बात.
थैंक यू जी, थैंक यू.
One thing which I find really liberating, truly liberating, is that even the forgetfulness that is happening, because we don't have to go in guilt that, oh my God, for 3 days I did not, care to remember. And so the thing is that the whole game is happening in the presence, in the awareness that we are, जिसको हम भगवान भी कह सकते हैं दूसरी लैंग्वेज में. So the whole game is happening there. Even the moments, instances of forgetfulness and remembrances are happening in that loving awareness, right? Awareness never goes away. So I never actually lose anything. Even when I have forgotten, imagine that I am dreaming and I forget that I am dreaming. I'm completely absorbed in the dream. In the dream, I'm suffering, right? In the dream, I'm suffering. But who I truly am is actually not suffering. And that is why the call to wake up. Because the moment I wake up, I realize, oh my God, it was a dream. I was not suffering. I never suffered. So the moment I fall back into this remembrance that yes, I am this loving space, the awareness in which all the things happen and come and go, then I see that suffering was just a signal that came to wake me up from the dream, that I was in a dream. I was identifying myself to this separate personality. I need not do that. So I never lost myself. And that's why I can never gain myself. So there is nothing to be gained and there is nothing that we have lost. One just needs to wake up. And remembrance helps in waking up, because we have this habit of forgetting, falling into another dream, yet another dream, yet another dream. Yeah. So I personally find this very liberating, this idea of that the moment I remember that I am this seeing that is happening, I am the knowing that knows, the awareness that sees everything happening, I don't have to struggle or fight with any emotion that may come up in the being. I can very well let the emotion be untouched. Let it some room in the being. So it creates a bit of breathing space between me and the emotion. There is no fight that is going on. So that is truly, truly liberating. And one finds that I actually never lost myself. I just entered a dream. Yeah. Yes. So you are muted, Rajuji. You want to share something?
Yeah, I don't know. Just a thought came into my mind, and I'm picking up the word liberation from your comment. And one of the things that I found extremely beautiful is when you gave an example of the imagery of the woman taking a matka, and you gave the example of a different phenomena. Like, I was so amazed. See, the woman is carrying the matka. He has the pani jo hilta reh raha hai, and she's walking. She's talking to the friend of what happened yesterday or tomorrow or whatever will happen. There is a gentle remindness yet that there is a matka. Okay. So in a way, Veer describes a non-presence to some extent, right? The lady is not present fully, yet she's enjoying the moment. At the same time, she's conscious of the whole thing, right? So that's one section of it. On another section, in all the dohas that we talk about today, there is a whole process of presence and awareness and consciousness and all. So the dichotomy between non-presence and presence is both accepted by Kabir, right? So in a way, what Aditi picking up from what Aditi said right now, that spiritualism is not about going up in the Himalayas and worshipping, but taking up these dualities that exist in our society, right? So in a way, this is the most beautiful part of poets and mystics like Kabir, where they symbolically put both the things. ये भी मुमकिन है, ये भी मुमकिन है, ये भी सच है, वो भी सच है, कोई गलत नहीं है. I mean, even the ladies one can argue that the lady was not being present over there and she should have been beautiful. So technically speaking, she was not present over there, but yet we can say that she was fully over there because she was fully doing the duty. So that's the most beautiful part, which I think in today's conversation, which I have realized. So that's something which I wanted to share with everyone.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have been asked to give some homework. I'm not sure. Okay, but it's a good idea. Yes. So what we can do is that either you can go over these dohas again. I can share it on the group, these dohas from today. And maybe, you can sleep over them. It really helps when we read something before sleep. It kind of sleep helps us give some more insights about the same thing. So if you want to share it then either on the WhatsApp group or in the next session, you can share. Or if there are new dohas or couplets that you come across and you want to, bring them to the session next time, that is most welcome. That is most welcome. And yeah, so that's what I think. Taru, what do you say?
Yeah, perfect. Like new or like any kind of involvement or engagement, right? That we can bring to the class, each one of us.
Yeah.
And Anuradha ji wanted to learn to sing, so she will be singing these dohas for us next week.
Aradhana. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Aradhana.
Yes. Yes, Sunanda ji, you want to share something?
No, I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
And I may not sing, but I would also like to recite or read up. And I will also search for a few things if I could find.
Definitely. Please do. Please.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It was very, very helpful. Rather.
Yeah.
Brings smile on your face.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.
And hello to everyone and good evening.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for
Bye.
joining. Yeah. So
Thank you.
Thanks.
yes, thank you Raju ji. Thank
अच्छा,
you
होमवर्क
Suchandra
क्या
ji.
दे रहे हो तुम?
Thank you.
हाँ
कुछ अपने से भी दे रहे हो दोहा?
हाँ, होमवर्क मैं ये दे रही थी कि मैं ग्रुप पे ये वाले सारे जो आज के दोहे हैं,
मैंने तो लिख लिए.
हाँ वेरी गुड, तो मैं वो पोस्ट कर दूंगी एक बार, इफ वन कैन क्योंकि हम इसके ऊपर रिफ्लेक्ट कर सकते हैं बार बार. तो एनी न्यू इनसाइट्स दैट यू मे कम अक्रॉस, यू वांट टू शेयर ऑन द ग्रुप, आइदर यू कैन ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड शेयर ऑन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, और अगली बार करके कैन द दोहा बी इन इंग्लिश ऑल्सो प्लीज. अच्छा, अपनी हिंदी ठीक करो निशु जी. Yeah, I can share some translations in English also, but yeah, but you should also work on your Hindi and maybe Sanskrit also in longer run. Yeah, Hindi English. Okay, ठीक है.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
So Aradhana ji, I will sing bhajan. Yes, definitely I'll sing a bhajan, and we'll begin from next time, because I have to, there are a little bit of instruments that I have. I'll pick them out, and from next time onwards, I will sing always one bhajan, and then we can also sing together whenever we are ready. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaste.
सबको.
Thank you. Namaste
सबको
Ravi ji.
नमस्कार.
Thank you.